Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here, and we are back with another, Go Team Fireside chat with you guys. And we got a really interesting topic to discuss with you guys today. And this time we got more people. We have Halo Dinosaur here,
Heyo.
and Helios Grill,
Meow Helio Squirrel. Hello.
and we also got someone else that's spectating the chat who will speak through Helio. So our topic today, actually, before I get into it, I do want to clarify that this is just a theory, just a little discussion. It's not meant to be like hard facts or like we're not saying like this
Yeah.
is Halo lore. It's just a theory.
Just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun. So
Yeah.
don't take it with a grain of salt. Don't like take it very seriously because I know there's people who are like really into Halo lore and like take it to heart a lot. Because I still get people messaging me, bugging me about how like I refer to elites the wrong way. I call them like red elites and blue elites.
Yeah.
But people want me to say like Sangheli miners or stuff like that. I'm just like, no. It's not.
Hashtag Dino Squad.
Yeah, they're like, no, they're actually dinosaurs. Blue dinosaurs, red dinosaurs.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
they are.
although we do have some facts
Yeah.
to back it up, like you'll see later on the whole dream thing.
Yeah.
It's not like a genuine thing that we think, oh man,
Yeah.
this is real, but it's
But
something to
it
think
does
about.
get you thinking. But anyways, so as you probably figured out, what we are talking about today is could Halo 4 and 5, basically all the games that 343 has made, all the sequels, could Halo 4 and 5 be just a dream, like one big dream? Like, is Master Chief still in cryosleep after Halo 3? Is he still
Or dead.
floating through space and not woken up yet?
Yeah. So pretty much, is Master Chief still in the Fordham Dawn with Cortana slowly going rampant or whatever, asleep, and pretty much everything for those 4 years, or whatever, is a dream.
Yeah.
Well, for however long.
So real quick before we get into like the reasons why that may be, let's just hear what your personal opinions for now about what you think of that theory.
Alright, Helio, ladies first.
Alright. Okay, so, I think it's, I think because we discussed this, like, we brought up a lot of the facts, I think it's pretty interesting to kind of think about, but I don't think it should be a thing, and I don't think it would be a thing, because it shouldn't be a thing because some people like 4's story like me, some people like 5's stories, which is pretty much nobody, but some people do. So for them just to coward out of it and just say, hey, this was a dream, it seems like the coward's way out for their mistakes of those stories in some people's perspectives.
What about you?
Well, how I like to think of it is, if Halo 4 and Halo 5 is a dream, it could explain some of the things that's happened throughout the games. Like, for an example, beginning of I think it's the second or third mission of Halo 4, when the Ford Unto Dawn crashes and you're on the ground. First thing I notice is the weapons have all changed. Your armor's changed. And the only way not Bungie, 343 has been able to explain his armor changing is nanobots.
Oh god.
Which to me is a very silly way to describe it, because how is nanobots... If this was a thing that was implemented just now, why hasn't it been talked about in the past? Why didn't they say, oh, we have these special nanobots that helps your armor go from Mark 5 to Mark 6, when they explained that they gave him new armor between Halo 1 and Halo 2?
Exactly. Like the whole... Actually, that's like the biggest cop-out, honestly, for like all the holes that Halo 4... All the...
The lore.
Yeah, the stuff that doesn't make sense in Halo 4. It's just nanobots, like really. And like you pointed out, on the Ford Unto Dawn, there's like weapons. Once it crashes, there's weapons that never existed before, like the saw. Yeah, so
yeah.
the Master Chief's nanobots spread across the entire ship and like remodeled the entire ship and made whole brand new, all these... I'll admit, the saw's a cool weapon, but you know what? It never existed before, so did these nanobots just create all these on the ship?
It's really weird as well, because I'm just gonna go off on a tangent. They could have just avoided it if they just kept all of those cool designs until he met up with the what was it called, the Infinity, but because it's all there when he crashes, it's really unexplained, which kind of brings this factor
Yeah.
pretty scarily.
Yeah.
It pretty scarily brings it close to matching up,
Yep. But
like
see,
a lot of the lore holes.
Yeah,
The,
that's how
the
a dream
main
works, basically. Like, when you're
one
dreaming,
of
you
the-
know, you always want like the coolest things, the nicest things, or you want new things in your dreams. So, you know, if Master
Which
Chief is
could
really in a
be-
dream,
He
know,
could,
How
he
I-
could really want new armor,
Yeah.
which could be that's a sign.
yeah, and you know, admittedly, Halo 4's armor is really cool looking. So, you know, you always dream like the best version of yourself, basically, in a lot of cases.
how I think of it is I used to study into lucid dreaming. I used to study into how dreams work, and one of the things I used to think about, or I used to read, is the way you can tell if you're in a dream, if you're trying to lucid dream, is if the object you're looking at looks familiar or isn't the same. Like if you look down at your hands in your dreams, 9 times out of 10, your hands are going to be deformed or look completely different. So that's how you can kind of explain how his armor looks different, and how you can explain the sudden changes to the battle rifle, how the saw is a thing now, how everything looks completely different, even down to the sniper rifles on the forward. It's the forward onto dawn, right? Yeah. How the sniper rifles on the forward onto dawn go from the Halo 3 little screen to the Halo 4 where it's like a tiny little box and like another circle next to it on the scope.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's another way I could kind of show or kind of put out there that it could be a dream, is because of these sudden changes.
Now that does bring up the question of whether you can dream in cryo sleep or not, and you know, this depends on like the sci-fi franchise or sci-fi universes that that we're looking at. Like for example, in the Avatar series, not the last Airbender movie by M. Night Shyamalan, but the actual good Avatar movie by James Cameron. In that one, at the very beginning, they mentioned, the main actor mentions that you don't dream in cryo sleep. So in the Avatar universe, you don't dream in cryo sleep. But in the Alien universe, you know, the Alien movies, in the movie Prometheus, if you ever saw that movie, at the beginning, the android David, he's like watching Dr. Shaw's dreams through the that display while she's in cryo sleep. So in that franchise, not only can you dream in cryo sleep, but you could also like project your dreams or have people monitor your dreams as well.
I did research on this, and you can actually dream in Halo Cryo. You actually have to take meds before you go into cryo, which some of them stops you from forming ice crystals inside of you, so obviously it doesn't pierce your lungs or whatever. But there's also a pretty weird drug which I can't pronounce for the life of me. But what it does is that it influences dreams.
Which you can see. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
I was going to say how it could be implemented is since you can say, well, Master Chief didn't take any meds when he went to cryo, which is true, but that system, those sort of meds, or just the structure of those meds, could have been implemented into his suit because he does go to cryo often.
Yeah, or it could be part of the cryopod's like functions. You know, it could like hook up with the suit and then inject him with the meds.
True.
And
AI. I also read up that an AI has to be present. I'm pretty sure. You can, anyone can in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but an AI has to be present for people to go into cryo. So whilst he goes into cryo, the meds can be injected through like an airborne way, which also brings up the fact why Cortana's rampant in his dreams and stuff. Cortana could be directly like messing up his dreams, while she's like going rampant on the actual Fall Unto Dawn.
Yeah, exactly. This could be like Cortana's way of like maybe saying goodbye to Chief. Like, 'cause, you know, in Halo Wars 2, Serena, she like deleted herself. You know, she did her duty as an AI. You know, who's to say like Cortana doesn't? You know, she could do her own duty as well. You know, she could do the same thing on Serena. But before doing that, you know, she could be like talking to Master Chief through his dreams, giving him like one last adventure or something, and you know, doing a goodbye. It's like Halo 4 story. As much as it's about Master Chief, it's also a lot about Cortana and like how she feels about Master Chief, you know, their relationship. And you know, that's a pretty Cortana heavy moment, especially at the end. So it's possible that, you know, she's like manipulating his dreams so that she could communicate with him through that way.
You talking about Cortana saying her last goodbye reminded me of something. I had to go run and look at it. I have the Halo Legends movie disc, which is just a bunch of shorts, like they're anime.
Yeah.
They're made Japanese studios,
I remember.
and there's a whole little anime short based off of Cortana while Chief is in cryo sleep.
Yeah,
And she's sitting there kind of depressed, kind of looking at the Chief, wishing he could be awake, kind of thing.
Oh, that actually reminds me of something else. Do you remember in the show Forward Unto Dawn?
Yeah.
There was one scene, I think it was that show at least, maybe it was something else, but there was one scene like where it also showed Cortana floating through space, and then she's like already going rampant in the scene, and then she's like trying to talk to Chief and like screaming at him and stuff, and like almost like messing with his cryopod, sort of like you see like energy going around his cryopod, like she's trying to reach out to it. That could be like her, like, you know, trying to influence his dreams.
And I think another pretty strong fact of it being a dream is some of the kind of unexplained but explained poorly facts of it. So if you guys remember in the last cutscene of Halo 4, one of the last, where the Chief sets off the nuke in front of him, he's literally holding a nuclear device in his hands and sets it off literally a few centimeters from his head, you know, and somehow he gets saved. Stuff like that is just unexplained.
And it's very common in dreams that happen. Like, you ever, like, you know, something happening in a dream and then, like, I don't know, you die or something, but then like you immediately like end up somewhere else in the dream.
It could just be like that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is kind of like dream psychology, which I'm not like an expert on, but you know, that's just how I see it as well.
Yeah.
And actually, going on like dream psychology, going to the Halo 5, you remember the scene where Master Chief, like, actually the whole game is like Master Chief trying to like find Cortana again. You know, he's trying to catch up with her, and, like, bring her back. But like, you know, it's just the game is trying to make you feel like Master Chief is helpless to save Cortana. Like, when he finally catches up to Cortana, she like traps him, and then like she says goodbye, John, and then she's like walking away, and you see like Master Chief like basically like reaching out to her, trying to like have her come back, but like he can't, like she's just out of reach. She's so close but out of reach, and he's like, you know, like hopeless. And you know, a lot of people have like those kind of dreams, like hopeless kind of dreams. Like, you really want something so badly, and you're so close to it, yet it's so far away.
That reminds me of those. That reminds me of those dreams where you're trying to run away from something, or trying to run to something. You're running as fast as you can, but you look down and you're not moving.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's possible that, you know, Master Chief is just streaming there. Like,
it could also be because obviously Master Chief doesn't want Cortana to die. It could actually be that it's gone from a sort of utopia to a nightmare, you know. Yeah, because when he crash lands onto the Forerunner planet, right, and when he first gets in that warthog, and then he comes out, and there's that beautiful scene of all those Forerunner pillars, right, and you know, there's that really nice music, massive landscape that looks beautiful, right? Utopia could be Chief's Utopia, you know. Just want to chill somewhere, finally, after all these years or something. Or it could just be that he goes on an adventure, you know. Maybe he finds peace in killing people, you know. But and then the whole thing with Cortana going rampant and stuff could be his, you know, Utopia slowly turning into a dystopia or a nightmare.
Yeah.
I kind of don't think the whole what you said about him killing people is his Utopia. I don't kind of believe in that. What I believe is that that's all he knows how to do, because ever since he was 6 years old, that's all he was taught.
Yeah, he's a soldier basically, a killing machine, and you know, like not that the whole galaxy's at peace after Halo 3. You know, he's a dying breed essentially. You know, he's obsolete. There's no more need for him essentially. So that's why, like, he could be dreaming of like a whole new conflict, a whole new enemy that threatens everybody, and it's up to him to save the galaxy again. So
Trying to
it's
give
just,
himself a purpose.
yeah, he needs a purpose, because once the galaxy's at peace, they even mentioned in Halo 4 like how the Spartans, they have like social problems, they just don't fit into like society at all.
As soon as all that's done, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna like work in an office job, 9 to 5 job.
John 117 working at Home Depot.
Hi, welcome to Home Depot. My name is John 117. How can I help you?
Is 117 your last name?
That's classified.
But,
All right, back to the topic.
Yeah. So that could be like, this is all like just like speculation though, and like just basic dream psychology. But as far as like kind of like hard clues in Halo canon, Halo Dinosaur yesterday actually did point out a really interesting fact that kind of suggests that we could be dreaming. So as you know, in Halo 4 and Halo 5, the multiplayer modes are meant to be canon. 343 said it themselves. It is all canon.
Yeah.
It's part of the lore. It's like a training simulation for Spartans and
Star
stuff.
Wars.
Yeah.
And when you go ahead. Sorry, you want to explain?
No,
Go ahead.
No, you can explain it. Go ahead.
Well, okay, fine. Well, when in the multiplayer for Halo 5, when you're AFK for a certain amount of time, it kicks you. Like every other Halo game, it'll kick you saying that you're AFK for too long, and sometimes you get reprimanded for it. Well, in Halo 5, if you're AFK and you're kicked out, the only message you get is "Wake up, John."
Yeah. I actually never really noticed that until you pointed it out, and it kind of blew my mind because it's canon. So it could be like Cortana trying to like reach out to you, trying to wake you up, meaning you're still asleep at that point in Halo 5.
That's actually another thing with dreams, is if you're trying to wake up and you can't, or like something in your mind, it could be a person in your dream will try to tell you this is a dream, wake up. That's a common thing in lucid dreams if you lose control of it.
Yep. Like sometimes you don't wake up immediately. You'll hear like your surroundings in real life, but it takes a little bit to wake up. Because if you remember in the original Halo 4 trailer, the very first reveal trailer, it shows like Master Chief's nervous system like lighting up and stuff, and it starts off slowly, like you hear like mumbling in the background, and it slowly clears up to like a muffled Cortana saying, "Wake up, John, I need you." And then finally he wakes up and bursts out the cryopod. And
that sounds like something you'd see in a dream.
Exactly, and that's what's happening in Halo 5. When you're AFK and you get kicked from the game, it says, "Wake up, John."
That could be the first muffle.
Exactly, yeah. Halo 5, like the entire game itself is just a dream, apparently. And Cortana's trying to reach out to you. Like maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe Chief someone found him, like the UNSC found him maybe, and they're trying to wake him up, but something happened to his cryopod, and they're having trouble waking him up.
Maybe Cortana's rampancy, maybe she overdosed it by accident or something, because of anger, because obviously rampancy makes you go a bit like crazy and whatnot.
You can't control things as well.
And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, wake up, John, and he's just said, it's like, I've become so numb, or whatever.
Okay.
Just in his cryopod.
That does bring up the point. You did say he could have overdosed him with the serum to keep him asleep or whatever from the cryo thing.
Dreams.
Yeah, in the dreams. Which reminds me of when you're talking about the Forward Off the Dawn episode when she was yelling at the chief and she basically overdid the electronics around the cryo tube.
Yeah. Yeah, cause I remember like she was already going mad, and like the lights were flickering and everything, and she's like overloading the system like that. Because as you saw in Halo 4, whether it was a dream or not, when Cortana got mad on the Infinity, she like made like the lights spark and everything, like the power surged and everything. So she did that same thing. If she did that same thing on the Dawn when Chief was in the cryopod, she could have like caused a surge in his meds or something.
Yeah.
Which put him to like a deeper sleep or something, and then she had trouble waking him up after that. Who knows?
I need the meds, man. I need the
I
meds.
was thinking of of ways that 343 could reveal this, right? You know, obviously it's not going to happen. If it is, it's kind of stupid that it did happen, but
I mean,
it's besides the point.
it's not entirely unprecedented though. Like,
Yeah, there's
like
a lot of
real quick. Like,
there's so many things like pointing towards it that it's just it's pretty much gotta happen.
It's a possibility.
I really don't want it to. Yeah.
Halo 6 first mission, wake up, John.
or it could be, you know, Halo 6 finishes the Halo 5 story, but at the end of Halo 6, you know, like after the credits, and then you have the legendary ending. After all that, during the legendary ending,
Chief wakes up in his Mark 6.
Oh no, he doesn't even wake up. Like the screen fades black, and then you hear "Wake up, John," and then the game ends after Halo 6. That would be just like
thinking,
a huge mindfuck.
When people sometimes see death, you know, some people die in their dreams. As soon as they die, they wake up, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if it's something like that?
6.
So, Cortana at the moment is pretty much Space Hitler, right? She's got all these people under her control, all these AIs. She's got control of the Halo rings, which are sort of sentient life, right? So Chief's like, you know, piss off Cortana. I'm gonna stop you right now, right? He gets there, but she's already said it. She's like, you know what, Chief? If you aren't gonna come with me, I'm sorry. I'm setting it off. Emotional, whatever. Yeah. And as soon as he sets it off, as soon as the blast comes towards his face, it goes white, and then it's just he wakes up in the cryopod because he just died in his dream, and then he's up, kind of thing. That's
you hear
something like that.
Actually, now that I think about that, you know, Halo 5 could kind of represent like you know, Cortana's rampancy got a lot worse, obviously, and maybe, you know, it's like Halo 5 is like a struggle between the two of them. Like Cortana could be like in his dreams, but they're like struggling for kind of control of the dream. Like Halo 5, basically, it could be like Cortana's imagination, sort of. You know, she's imagining that she's controlling everything. Because that's normal for AI that goes rampant. That's part of Halo lore, you know. An AI has like delusions of grandeur. And in Halo 5, you know, she's imagining controlling the entire galaxy, you know. She's got all these AIs serving her, including Forerunner AIs all serving her. And, you know, she's just in control of everything at the end of Halo 5. You know, that just seems, you know, like, you know, just crazy, you know. And it's one of those things that, you know, a lot of people dream of course, you know. You ever dream of, like, being, like, the president or something, or, like, a king?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or get something you really want.
Exactly.
Cortana's rampant.
Yeah,
you know.
And it's all slipping into Master Chief's dream, because they're, like, probably connected in the system somehow.
It's probably again through the meds, most likely, because I read up on Halopedia. This might not be 100% right, but the meds apparently influence the dreams of when you're in cryo. Therefore, if Cortana has control over those, then it could be somehow influencing Chief's dreams as well.
Yep. Now, this is not like unprecedented either. Like,
I got something.
Yeah, you go first then.
Sorry, you go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I was just gonna say, back in the older Mass Effect days, like with Mass Effect 3, people hated the ending of Mass Effect 3 so much that like the whole community, they actually came up with a very possible and plausible theory with a lot of evidence, and this is called the indoctrination theory for Mass Effect 3. And the theory was that like Commander Shepard, at the end of Mass Effect 3, he was actually the entire game, almost the entire game at least, he was under the control of the Reapers. Like, he was indoctrinated, and the game represented like his struggle to like break free from that indoctrination. And which ending you pick decides like whether you break free or not. You know, basically indoctrination means like, you know, he's like being controlled by the Reapers and like he's hallucinating everything. And you know, that theory actually got like, it got a lot of traction, and like a lot of people believed it, and a lot of people talked about it. I think even Angry Joe like talked about it too. I don't remember exactly, but there were a lot of big YouTubers talking about it too. Now, unfortunately, BioWare denied it, and then when they made that extended cut DLC for the ending, they doubled down on it basically and continued with that original storyline. But you know, it's not the first time that like people have come up with the idea that like the game might just be a dream. It could be like a huge twist. But you know, it doesn't mean that it couldn't happen with Halo either. But it's just that, you know, this is not it's not impossible.
Okay, I have a theory. If it goes along the dream theory, right?
Uh-huh.
The theory is Team Osiris is Master Chief's consciousness trying to wake him up, but Master Chief is running away so he can save Cortana before he does.
Whoa,
So, oh, so like,
I get it. So Master Chief is running after Cortana, trying to save quote unquote Cortana
and
kind
possibly
of thing.
join her as well.
Yeah, and Osiris is Chief's consciousness saying, "Hey, look, you gotta stop now.
You
Wake up
gotta
before we
wake up.
shoot you.
Yeah,
Wake
Osiris
up
basically.
before we shoot you up."
Yeah, so Blue Team and Master Chief, they represent like his, I don't know, like his past, his own like freedom, his own free will, basically. But then like Osiris represents like his duty to the UNSC, to humanity. Because Spartan Locke, he's all about the books, basically. He does things by the book and everything.
Yeah.
He's all about duty. And obviously, Buck and the others are all, exemplary soldiers in the UNSC. So that could, it's actually that's pretty good thought there. It could actually, represent Master Chief's own internal struggles. But yeah. So that is basically our little theory on the possibility that Halo 4 and 5 might be a dream.
Or
It could
idea.
also-
I don't think you should say theory. People are like, really? They think it's real? Idea.
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people would actually even agree with this statement. Like Halo 5, I thought it's okay. Like a lot of people didn't like the story. I was okay with it personally, but I think if this dream theory were true, and that's what Halo 5 represented, that would actually make Halo 5 like so much more interesting and actually turn out to be like really good. If that's what it represented.
We should upgrade this idea to a proposition. 343.
Yeah, 343.
Yeah.
Story in there.
343's next Halo game, Project Dream.
God's sake.
Oh gosh. But I mean, aside from that, like all those hints, like the messages, the message when you get kicked in multiplayer, the cryo sleep stuff, the dream psychology, a lot of the big stuff, is all the holes in lore, because like I said earlier with the Halo 4 reveal trailer, you remember when he broke out the cryopod, all of a sudden he grabs the sticky detonator, like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and he
When I
has a
first saw
jetpack.
that, I was like, "Oh, that's a neat pistol!" And he fires and it explodes. I'm like, "What is this?"
Yeah, and his jetpack flying out the ship and everything. I'm just like, oh my god, are you serious?
When I first saw his armor, that kind of like bugged me at first. I was like, "How did he change it?
Yeah.
Was there new armor for him on the ship already?"
I was so young then, I was just like, whoa, Master Chief!
Oh god.
Master Queef.
But yeah, so I mean, all those holes in the Halo lore, all these clues, everything, it could all easily be explained by it being a dream, and
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that Halo 4 and 5 are not canon. They could still be canon, just under the
Dream
blanket of
canon.
a dream, yeah. And it doesn't erase what happened in Halo 4 and 5. It's still Master Chief's experience, just in his dream. So it's possible, It's all possible, and we'd really like to hear your guys' thoughts on this.
Yeah. Correct. I know I said
Yeah.
a lot about meds and stuff, so which is obviously heavy law. So if I'm wrong, please correct me.
Yes, feel free to chime in. Either
If you have any ideas
you
or
can debunk us completely, prove us wrong, or if you have any other facts that we might have missed that might support this
Addition.
theory, feel free to chip in as well.
Just don't correct me, because my word is law. I am God. I'm joking.
a Halo god.
Hey, Halo God.
Oh boy. But yeah, now before we end this, I do want to do a quick mention. This is actually the second time we filmed this. Yesterday we tried this, and for some reason there's no sound recorded. We went on a bunch of other tangents in it, so this is a lot shorter and more clear for you guys. But I remember yesterday we had like this really ridiculous like alternate theory that like brutes are like from Planet of the Apes and stuff, and there's like some crossover.
God.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna get that again. That was just something really silly.
The fact that you brought that up.
I really want to explain it now. I love that idea so much.
Oh my god.
You can have your little brute furry fantasy somewhere else, not right here.
Wait, let me sign up to Tumblr quick. I'm sure they'll accept me there.
Alright, maybe for another video that brutes are like the evolved apes from Planet of the Apes.
Alright.
But yeah, so I hope you guys did find this to be an interesting discussion, and you know, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. We will be reading them all and responding to them as well, all three of us. So definitely feel free to chat with us in the comments there. So yeah, I guess that about wraps it up. Anything else you guys want to say?
Remember to subscribe to Hold X the Trick.
Oh my god.
Subscribe to Helioscope. He's the little master and Halo 5 god. He's really good. I'm not. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. And I would suggest you check out Helios Girl's channel. He's starting his own channel now, and he could definitely use the support. So yeah, check it out.
Get my monetization roll.
Yeah, he needs those 10,000 views now.
I do. Struggles.
But alright, so yeah, we'll see you guys next time, and have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.